Hello everyone, welcome to the market outlook this Monday noon, round about 12:15. This is Gaurang Shah here from Geojit Financial Services, and what a rally it has been for the markets. Post the numbers that were witnessed last week, Infosys, TCS, followed by Wipro and HCL Tech. As we all know, friends, Friday, the leader of this uptick was, of course, by default IT index. IT companies have contributed to a great extent. After the numbers which were delivered and dissected by the markets, there has been renewed energy in terms of performance of IT sector, and this is likely to continue for the fourth quarter in the next financial year. And our view is that these intermediate bouts of correction can be witnessed in the markets given the kind of rally we saw on Friday. Up again this morning as I speak to all of you all this Monday noon around about 12:15. Let me give you certain levels. Sensex is up about 564 points and the level is 73,145. Nifty is up about 150 odd points. 20,045 is the level on Nifty spot. Bank Nifty up about 315 points and the level is 48,025. Some levels on rupee dollar equation and energy basket, that is crude oil. Strength in the rupee way below 83. Level is 82.85 rupees to a dollar and a strength of 0.08 paise as I speak to you in the rupee dollar. And of course, the much important commodity crude oil. Brent is trading at about $78.45 a barrel and NYMEX is trading at about $72.75 a barrel. And there has been downtick last week, a very marginal uptick this Monday noon as I speak to you on the crude oil prices. To give you, well, I think crude should be sub $80 to a barrel, provided subject to, of course, nothing adverse in the Red Sea, where there has been a little bit of aggression by the Houthi rebels and a counter reaction by allied forces. So let's hope crude stays below 80, which is a very comfort zone for countries like India, as we have mentioned many times in the past. And on the rupee dollar equation, sub 83 could be staying on the rupee as far as the strength is concerned against the dollar for some time. Could be possible that we may, the dollar might head lower and the rupee might gain strength against the dollar, and the level could be somewhere close to about 82.75, 82.70. This will not be immediate, but over a period of time. Now coming to the markets. Well, as I mentioned in my opening comments that IT sector was a big game changer as far as the turnaround in the positive outlook for the markets and enabling the markets to reach all-time high. Whether it is Sensex, whether it is Nifty, whether it is Bank Nifty, I think we are possibly witnessing a good curtain raiser for the third quarter. And our view at Geojit, friends, is that possibly there might be very lesser or fewer disappointments, sector specific, company specific, but there will be big surprises in terms of the overall Q3 numbers that we are witnessing once the season is done and dusted. Our sense is that there are going to be many more upgrades in terms of price targets rather than underweight or equal weight kind of calls or sideways to sell or reduce kind of calls. Our sense is that there are going to be many more upgrades, stock specific, sector specific on fallback of these third quarter earnings. And more importantly, friends, if this is the kind of earnings that IT sector delivered despite of all the negativities on the street in the dropback of economic horizon, especially in overseas market, the IT companies have been able to manage very well, and hats off to the top management and the team at the respective companies which enabled this kind of numbers to be delivered. So our sense is that slow and steady we are going to move upwards. Budget 1st of Feb could be something that markets might take a cue, but since it's going to be budget on account, remains to be seen what is delivered on 1st of Feb by the Honorable Finance Minister Srimati Nirmala Sitharamanji, and cues will be taken from thereof. But just to looking at the past, there are a lot of questions on the street whether it is going to be a populist budget or whether it is going to be a budget with a lot of wisdom and understanding. So our sense at Geojit is that in past budget, wisdom and understanding and overall growth is what will be focused. We don't think that it is going to be a populist budget just because you have elections just around the corner. So, and of course, this government is not known for doing any kind of those kind of populist moves in the budget, even otherwise or during the time of election. So let's hope that it's a decent budget and the market cheers it. So, and on the global data point this week, China GDP numbers, Europe inflation, and of course situation in the Red Sea. These are going to be the core three factors which the market will look forward to, along with, of course, the big bang Q3 earnings, which has started on a very strong and a positive note. Our sense is that many more companies are yet to deliver, and they'll do fine justice in terms of Q3 earnings, which we'll be witnessing going forward from here on. So, what are going to be the levels on the market now that we have, made an all-time high of somewhere close to about 22,080 plus kind of levels, and of course, today we saw post the opening. Somewhere just before noon, there was a little bit of profit booking, but the markets have recovered after that little bit of profit booking. So this tells us that all dips are going to be bought into, whether it is going to be retail investors, whether it is going to be asset management companies, whether it is going to be the domestic institutions who are going to be buying, or whether it is going to be the foreign institutional investors which will look at buying opportunities. But buying is definitely visible on the screen at any given kind of lower level. So broadly, to give you a range on the Nifty spot, on the lower side, possibly 21,750, 21,800 could be the floor. In case if there is heavy selling, plus minus 50, 60 points here and there, you have to give that kind of a buffer margin. And on the higher side, I think if we are able to maintain 22, 2250 and maybe go closer to 22,100, I'm talking about 20,050, 20,075. If these levels are maintained on closing basis on the Nifty spot, possibility of seeing levels of 22,200 and 22,300 cannot be ruled out. Of course, budget will be a big driver in this. It can get additional tailwind just in case if it's going to be a very positive budget in terms of growth orientation. So that's the view on the market, and my humble request to all of you all friends would be that we remained last week, if you recollect, we had given an outlook about market being very choppy. Entire week, right from Monday last week up until Tuesday, even on Wednesday, Thursday, post the IT numbers delivered, we saw good strength. But between Monday and Wednesday, Thursday, there was a lot of choppiness and volatility, and the markets did manage to recover from the lows. And in fact, every day it gave a higher low closing compared to the earlier day, and higher upper end closing. So keeping in mind all these data points and the tailwind positive, we cannot rule out levels of 2200, 22,200 and 22,300 on the Nifty spot in the next maybe about week to a fortnight. Maybe by the time run up to the budget, it can be visible, or even post budget, if it is going to be a thumbs up from the industry stalwarts and of course from the equity markets. So look at buying opportunities, friend, and any given kind of correction will start accumulating. 21,750, 21,800 is the floor that we see as of now, given the kind of backdrop of events which are there and the optimism on the Q3 earnings. Having said that, every time, friends, when we interact like this every week, we give you 2 investment ideas. I've got 2 of them today as well. One is from the real estate pack. Of course, with a caveat that real estate sector, despite the discipline, various disciplines and policy changes that have been come in, it still remains a little bit high beta. But the commentary in terms of offtake, sales, project, large ticket size projects getting sold out in the real estate pack, we believe it's a great opportunity. So Prestige Estates, this is a south-based Karnataka, Bangalore-based company trying to expand its presence pan-India, including in Maharashtra, Mumbai, and there are some decent projects which are going to be unveiled by Prestige Estates across the country, including metros, tier 2, tier 3 cities. So this is the first investment idea from the real estate pack, with the caveat that you should have high risk appetite if you decide to invest in this. Mind you, this is the fundamental advice, so don't rush into it. Gradual part phased out buying is something that we'll advise. Second one is, undoubtedly, we have spoken about this name earlier, largest public sector bank or the largest bank in India, State Bank of India. The stock is at about 630, 640 as I speak to you this Monday noon. We understand that banking and finance is going to come out with a stellar set of numbers. Not that we have seen any right now, but I think there are a lot of lined up. And on fallback of this Q3 earnings, there are going to be possibility of re-rating. State Bank, especially because the second quarter number was equally good, but the stock was languishing, it was consolidating for a pretty long period of time. And after managing to take off 600 levels, it has managed to see these current levels. And we believe that growth is absolutely visible in terms of advances, deposits, CASA ratio, interest margins going up, gross net NPA coming down, and provisioning coming down. So State Bank of India at these levels look very attractive. Now, my dear friend, these are both long-term investment idea. Here also in State Bank of India, gradual buying, phased out buying, systematic stepwise buying is what we'll recommend. And whenever market gives you opportunity, try to live in a little bit more than what you did last time. But please bear in mind, these are fundamental long-term investment ideas. These are not from short to medium term. Thank you very much for your patience hearing, and I'll see you again next week. Till then, please do take care of your health. Bye-bye.